Nature does nothing uselessly, and when we understand the hidden language of our cells, we realize that aging is not a destiny, but a biological technicality. Imagine a world where your biological clock is no longer a countdown, but a programmable interface, where the decay of your organs can be halted by molecular keys. Today, we dive into the research of Professor Sinclair to uncover the one single principle that governs epigenetic rejuvenation and the actual survival of your own DNA. Before we explore the hidden mechanisms of NAD+ and the Sirtuin genes, prepare to challenge everything you thought you knew about the inevitable march of human time. Greetings, seekers of evolution. Welcome to the Longevity Protocol. Today, we embark on a journey through the science of immortality and the high-end technology of tomorrow. In the shadows of ancient temples, humanity sought the elixir of life. Yet the answer was always hidden within the microscopic architecture of our own cellular nuclei structure. Modern science now reveals that our genes are not a fixed script, but a dynamic piano where the music changes based on how the epigenome plays the keys. Professor Sinclair suggests that the primary cause of aging is a loss of information, much like a scratched compact disc that can no longer be read correctly. This digital-to-analog shift in our cells leads to the confusion of our genetic identity, causing skin cells to forget they are skin and lose function. To understand how to fix this, we must look at the survival circuit, a primitive mechanism evolved billions of years ago to protect life during times of stress. At the heart of this circuit are the Sirtuins, a family of 7 proteins that act as the guardians of the genome, repairing DNA and regulating energy levels. These guardians require a fuel known as NAD+, a molecule that naturally declines as we age, leaving our cells vulnerable to the entropic forces of the universe. Without sufficient levels of this vital coenzyme, the Sirtuins become sluggish, unable to maintain the epigenetic landscape that keeps our biological systems functioning at their peak performance. The discovery of Resveratrol and NMN has opened a new frontier in biohacking, allowing us to artificially stimulate these pathways and trick the body into a state of. However, the true breakthrough lies in understanding the epigenetic clock, a mathematical model that can accurately predict your biological age based on patterns of DNA methylation levels. By measuring these chemical tags on our genome, we can finally see the invisible damage and track the effectiveness of our longevity protocols with unprecedented scientific precision. This brings us to the core concept of the information theory of aging, a paradigm shift that treats senescence as a solvable data corruption problem within the cell. If we can restore the original epigenetic data, we can essentially reboot the cell, forcing it to remember its youthful state and restart the process of cellular regeneration. In the following chapters, we will examine the specific lifestyle interventions and molecular compounds that Professor Sinclair uses to maintain his own biological vitality and peak health. From the timing of our light exposure to the health of our oral microbiome, every choice we make sends a signal to our genes to either thrive or. We will also explore the role of mitochondrial health and how these intracellular power plants communicate with the nucleus to coordinate a systemic response to the aging process. It is a complex dance of chemistry and physics, occurring trillions of times every second within your body, a symphony of survival that we are just beginning to. As we prepare to move into the practical protocols of the Sinclair method, consider the implications of living a healthy life that spans well beyond 100 years. What would you do with an extra 40 years of youthful energy and cognitive clarity? And how would that change the trajectory of human civilization as we know? The technologies of the future are converging with the wisdom of the past to create a new breed of human, the biohacker who masters their own biological destiny. Before we reveal the specific sequence of the longevity protocol, I must warn you that the following information will fundamentally alter your perspective on health and vitality. Stay tuned as we dive deep into the laboratory results that prove cellular age reversal is not just a dream, but a reality being tested in high-tech facilities. Soon, you will learn exactly how to activate your own survival genes and which daily habits are the most effective at slowing down your internal biological clock forever. To begin our mastery of the Sinclair protocol, we must first analyze Resveratrol, a powerful polyphenol that acts as a chemical accelerator for the vital sirtuin pathways. Found in the skin of stressed red grapes, this molecule is a prime example of xenohormesis, where we consume plant defense chemicals to boost our own cellular resilience. Professor Sinclair describes resveratrol as the fuel that primes the Sirtuin enzyme, effectively telling the body that environmental conditions are harsh and survival systems must be activated. But resveratrol alone is not enough. It requires a coenzyme to function, a critical partner that provides the necessary energy for the sirtuins to perform their repair. This partner is NAD+, the central currency of metabolism, and the fundamental molecule that links our nutritional status directly to our genetic expression and longevity. Research conducted at Harvard Medical School has shown that by increasing NAD levels through precursors like NMN, we can restore youthful communication between the nucleus and. This intracellular signaling is vital because as we age, the energy-producing mitochondria and the DNA-containing nucleus begin to drift apart in a biological divorce. By flooding the system with NAD, we reconnect these two critical components, allowing the cell to generate energy and repair damage as if it were decades younger. Imagine your body as a high-performance vehicle that has been neglected for years, and NMN is the high-octane fuel that clears the carbon from the. Professor Sinclair personally incorporates these molecules into his daily routine, combining them with a strategic approach to nutrition that emphasizes the importance of biological stress. One of the most critical elements of this lifestyle is the practice of intermittent fasting, which triggers the body's natural autophagy and survival mechanisms without chemical intervention. When we stop eating for extended periods, our nutrient-sensing pathways like mTOR and AMPK signal the cells to stop growing and start cleaning up intracellular debris. This process of cellular recycling is essential for longevity, as it removes the misfolded proteins and damaged organelles that contribute to the chronic inflammation of old age. Professor Sinclair advocates for a one-meal-a-day approach, focusing on nutrient-dense foods that support the microbiome and provide the building blocks for molecular health. The health of our oral microbiome is also a rising star in the longevity field, as the bacteria in our mouth can influence systemic inflammation and cardiovascular. Sinclair emphasizes the need to avoid harsh mouthwashes that kill beneficial bacteria, highlighting the interconnected nature of our biological systems and the importance of ecological balance. Beyond nutrition, the Sinclair protocol includes exposure to extreme temperatures, a practice known as hormesis that forces the body to adapt to short periods of intense. Whether it is a cold plunge or a hot sauna, these thermal stresses activate heat shock proteins and cold shock proteins that protect our cells from metabolic damage. Professor Sinclair himself uses cold therapy to stimulate brown adipose tissue, which burns white fat for energy and improves insulin sensitivity across the entire human body. This systemic optimization is not just about looking younger, it is about extending the health span, the period of life spent free from the diseases of. To achieve this, we must also pay attention to our circadian light timing, ensuring that our internal clocks are synchronized with the natural cycles of the sun. Professor Sinclair avoids blue light in the evening to protect his melatonin production, using amber-tinted glasses and dim lighting to signal the body that Quality sleep is the ultimate repair mechanism. a time when the brain's glymphatic system flushes out toxic byproducts and the body undergoes deep molecular restoration and healing. All these elements, NMN, resveratrol, fasting, and thermal stress, work together to create a synergistic effect that significantly slows down the progression of the epigenetic aging clock. However, the most profound discovery in the Sinclair lab is the ability to use specific factors to actually reset the epigenetic state of a cell to zero. By introducing Yamanaka factors, researchers have successfully reversed the age of retinal cells in mice, restoring their vision and proving that cellular age is. This suggests that our bodies retain a backup copy of youthful information, and we are now learning how to access that data to trigger systemic rejuvenation. Next, you will discover the exact morning routine Professor Sinclair uses and the specific supplements he takes every day to maintain his biological edge at 50. Later, I will reveal how artificial intelligence is accelerating this research, allowing us to find new longevity compounds at a speed that was previously thought impossible. We now transition to the actual laboratory protocols that define the Sinclair morning routine, a precision-engineered sequence designed to maximize cellular repair and metabolic efficiency for life. He begins each day with 1 gram of resveratrol mixed into a small amount of full-fat yogurt, providing the essential lipids necessary for the absorption of this. This is followed by 1 gram of NMN, the critical precursor that elevates internal NAD+ levels, fuel that allows Sirtuins to scan and fix genetic data errors. To support his mitochondrial health and regulate blood sugar levels, he also incorporates metformin, a common medication that has shown remarkable promise as a potent anti-aging compound. For those seeking natural alternatives, berberine offers similar benefits by activating the AMPK pathway, the metabolic master switch that shifts the body from a storage state to repair. Sinclair is a firm believer in the power of vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, which work together to ensure that calcium is deposited in the bones and. These molecular building blocks are not just random supplements. They are part of a calculated strategy to maintain the integrity of the epigenome against the friction of time. Professor Sinclair also emphasizes the critical role of iron levels and blood work analysis, monitoring dozens of biomarkers to fine-tune his personal health trajectory and biological. This data-driven approach allows him to identify early signs of systemic inflammation or metabolic drift, adjusting his lifestyle interventions before permanent damage can manifest within his cells. As we look closer at the mitochondrial function, we discover that these organelles act as the masters of the cell, sensing energy availability and coordinating the longevity response. When mitochondria are healthy, they produce ATP efficiently while minimizing the production of reactive oxygen species, the toxic byproducts that damage our cellular membranes and proteins during aging. To protect these vital power plants, the protocol suggests the use of antioxidants like CoQ10 and PQQ, which support the growth of new mitochondria through a process called. This mitochondrial biogenesis is like adding more cylinders to an engine, increasing the overall energy capacity of the cell and improving the resilience of the entire biological system. Another cornerstone of the Sinclair method is the focus on sleep hygiene, as the brain undergoes a profound detoxification process during the deep stages of the non-REM cycle. During this time, the brain's waste management system, the glymphatic pathway, opens up to flush out metabolic debris, including amyloid plaques associated with cognitive decline and neurological aging. To optimize this, Professor Sinclair maintains a cool bedroom environment and uses blackout curtains to ensure the maximum production of melatonin, the body's most potent endogenous antioxidant. He also practices what he calls biological stress, incorporating intense exercise that pushes the cardiovascular system to its limits for short periods to activate the body's survival genes. This high-intensity interval training triggers the production of sirtuins and improves insulin sensitivity, creating a metabolic environment that is hostile to the development of chronic diseases. However, the most futuristic part of this journey involves the elimination of senescent cells, also known as zombie cells, which accumulate as we age and secrete inflammatory molecules. These cells have stopped dividing but refuse to die, poisoning the surrounding tissue and accelerating the aging process through a phenomenon known as the senescence-associated secretory phenotype. New research into Senolytics is identifying compounds that can selectively kill these zombie cells, clearing the way for healthy tissues to regenerate and restore their youthful biological functions. Professor Sinclair is closely following the development of these therapies, which could eventually be administered as a periodic cleanup to keep the body free from inflammatory damage. This systemic rejuvenation is further supported by the use of artificial intelligence, which is now being used to analyze vast libraries of chemical compounds to find new. By using machine learning models, scientists can predict how specific molecules will interact with human longevity pathways, cutting decades off the traditional drug discovery and testing timeline. We are entering an era of personalized longevity, where your genetic data and real-time biomarkers are used to create a bespoke protocol tailored to your unique biological needs. Imagine a world where your bathroom mirror scans your skin and eyes to calculate your biological age every morning, providing instant feedback on your lifestyle choices and progress. This level of integration between technology and biology will allow us to catch the first signs of disease decades before symptoms appear, transforming medicine from reactive to. Professor Sinclair's vision is a future where aging is treated as a manageable condition, and the 100-year life is the standard, not the exception for everyone. Soon, I will reveal the hidden dangers of zombie cells and how to eliminate them using specific compounds that act like a molecular cleanup crew for your body. We now examine the most controversial yet exciting frontier of modern biogerontology, the deliberate removal of damaged senescent cells that act as internal toxins within our biological tissues. These zombie cells are essentially biological refuse, producing inflammatory signals that spread the aging process to healthy neighboring cells, creating a cascade of systemic decay and molecular dysfunction. To combat this cellular pollution, scientists are developing Senolytics, a new class of drugs and natural compounds designed to selectively target and eliminate these harmful cells from the body. Professor Sinclair suggests that natural polyphenols like quercetin and fisetin are nature's own senolytics, capable of clearing out these cellular remnants and reducing the chronic inflammation of aging hearts. By eliminating these senescent cells, we effectively remove the brakes on our natural regenerative capacity, allowing the remaining healthy tissues to repair themselves with much greater efficiency and speed. This process is like clearing the weeds from a garden, ensuring that the soil and nutrients are available for the vibrant plants to grow and flourish once again naturally. Beyond senolytics, the information theory of aging highlights the importance of the epigenome as the master controller, which can be reprogrammed to its youthful state through genetic interventions. The introduction of specific transcription factors has shown that it is possible to reset the biological age of cells, turning back the clock by decades in a laboratory. This biological reboot is the ultimate goal of longevity research, a future where we can periodically reset our systems to ensure we remain in peak physical and cognitive. While these therapies are still in development, we can already use the principles of the longevity protocol to protect our information and slow the rate of our epigenetic decay. Sinclair emphasizes that the most effective way to protect your genes is to provide the right signals through nutrition, exercise, and the strategic use of metabolic molecules, and every day you have the opportunity to influence your biological destiny. using the tools of modern science to rewrite the narrative of your own aging and vitality journey today. One of the emerging fields that Professor Sinclair is exploring is the role of the glycan age, a biomarker that measures the levels of inflammation-related sugars on your proteins. By analyzing your glycan profile, you can get a unique snapshot of your systemic health and identify potential issues long before they manifest as chronic diseases or physical symptoms. This level of precision is transforming longevity from a general philosophy into a rigorous scientific discipline where every intervention is measured and optimized for the highest possible cellular impact. Furthermore, we must consider the importance of psychological resilience, as chronic stress can accelerate the epigenetic clock by increasing the rate of wear and tear on our DNA. High cortisol levels trigger inflammatory pathways that interfere with Sirtuin function, making it harder for our cells to maintain their youthful identity and repair the damage of environmental stress. Integrating mindfulness and stress management into the longevity protocol is essential for protecting the brain and ensuring that our hormonal environment supports cellular regeneration and long-term health. Professor Sinclair often discusses the concept of the longevity dividend, the massive economic and social benefit of extending the period of human productivity and youthful energy across societies. By keeping people healthy and active for longer, we can transform our retirement systems and ensure that the wisdom of our elders continues to contribute to the world's progress. As we move forward, we must also address the ethical implications of these technologies, ensuring that the benefits of longevity are accessible to all members of our civilization. The democratization of health is a central theme in the Sinclair philosophy, emphasizing that the most powerful tools for longevity should be affordable and widely available for everyone. Whether it is the timing of your meals or the quality of your light exposure, the small choices you make every day are the foundation of your biological future. Next, you will discover how artificial intelligence is decoding the secrets of the longest living organisms on Earth and what we can learn from their remarkable biological resilience and survival. By studying the naked mole rat and the Greenland shark, scientists are uncovering unique genetic adaptations that allow these creatures to live for hundreds of years without disease. These biological lessons are being translated into human therapies, providing new insights into how we can protect our own systems from the inevitable damage of time and environment. We are on the verge of a biological renaissance, where the limits of the human lifespan are being pushed further than ever before in the entire history of our species. Professor Sinclair's work is a beacon of hope for millions, showing that we are not helpless victims of our biology, but active participants in our own longevity journey. Prepare yourself for the final section of this protocol, where I will reveal the ultimate checklist for your daily longevity routine and the future of human evolution. As we venture deeper into the systems biology of aging, we realize that longevity is not the result of one single pill, but the harmonious synchronization of molecular networks. The intricate web of our metabolism requires constant monitoring, as tiny fluctuations in blood glucose or lipid levels can trigger systemic inflammatory responses that accelerate our biological aging process. Professor Sinclair highlights that the next decade will be defined by the emergence of consumer-grade biosensors that provide real-time data on our internal chemical state and health. These wearable technologies will essentially act as a biological dashboard, allowing us to see the immediate impact of every meal, every workout, and every night of sleep on. This feedback loop is the ultimate tool for behavioral change, turning the abstract concept of long-term health into a tangible and measurable game that we can play. We are moving away from a one-size-fits-all approach to medicine, embracing the power of individualized protocols that respect the unique genetic variations and environmental exposures. Central to this transformation is the use of artificial intelligence, which can analyze billions of data points to identify the optimal lifestyle and supplement interventions for your biology. AI models are already being used to predict how different drug combinations will interact with the Sirtuin pathways, allowing researchers to discover powerful new senolytics at lightning speed. This rapid acceleration of scientific discovery means that the therapies of tomorrow are being developed today, bringing us closer to a future where radical life extension is a reality. However, as we extend our lifespan, we must also ensure that we are preserving our cognitive function, as a long life is only valuable if we maintain our. The brain is perhaps the most delicate organ in the longevity equation, requiring specific nutrients and light signals to protect the neural networks from the damage of oxidative stress. Professor Sinclair suggests that the same principles that protect our body cells also apply to our neurons, emphasizing the need for NAD+ and mitochondrial support for thee. By maintaining the health of our glymphatic system and ensuring deep restorative sleep, we can prevent the accumulation of toxic proteins that lead to Alzheimer's and other neurological. We must also consider the impact of environmental toxins on our epigenetic health, as exposure to plastics, pollutants, and heavy metals can induce the very data corruption we. To protect against these invisible threats, the Sinclair Protocol recommends the use of specific filtration systems and a diet rich in cruciferous vegetables that support the natural detoxification. Sulforaphane, found in broccoli sprouts, is a powerful activator of the NRF2 pathway, the body's primary defense against oxidative damage and environmental chemicals that can harm our delicate cells. This comprehensive approach to longevity creates a multi-layered defense system, ensuring that every aspect of our biological environment is optimized for long-term survival and peak cellular. As we look toward the future of human evolution, we must ask ourselves how these technologies will change the way we work, learn, and interact with each other. A world where individuals can remain productive and energetic well into their 80s and 90s will lead to a dramatic shift in our social structures and economic systems. The wisdom of experienced elders combined with the vitality of youth will create a powerful synergy that could solve some of the most pressing challenges facing our modern civilization. But this future requires a commitment to the democratization of these tools, ensuring that the longevity dividend is shared by everyone, regardless of their socioeconomic status or geographic location. Professor Sinclair is a vocal advocate for the accessibility of longevity information, believing that every human being has a fundamental right to understand and optimize their own biological health. This mission is at the heart of our work here at the Protocol, as we strive to translate complex scientific research into practical steps that anyone can follow daily. Whether you are just beginning your journey or you are a seasoned biohacker, the principles of the information theory of aging provide a robust framework for your future health. Every choice you make, from the timing of your first meal to the temperature of your evening shower, is a signal to your genes that influences your biological age. By consistently providing the signals of survival and repair, you can essentially trick your body into a state of permanent rejuvenation, slowing the march of time to a crawl. It is a journey of constant discovery and optimization, a commitment to the mastery of your own biology that will pay dividends for many decades to come in your. Soon, I will reveal the ultimate daily checklist for your longevity routine, combining all these elements into a simple and effective protocol that you can start using right now. Next, I will show you the most promising experimental therapies on the horizon that could soon make the 100-year life the standard for every person on the planet. As we enter the next phase of our exploration, we must focus on the experimental breakthroughs in gene therapy that are currently being tested in advanced medical facilities. These emerging technologies aim to deliver corrective genetic information directly to our cells, allowing us to overwrite the errors that lead to chronic illness and the aging process. Professor Sinclair is optimistic about the use of viral vectors to transport these youthful genes into specific tissues, potentially reversing the damage in organs like the human heart. Imagine a future where a single injection could provide the instructions for your liver or kidneys to regenerate, restoring their function to that of a 20-year-old. This is not science fiction. It is the logical conclusion of the information theory of aging, which treats our DNA as a programmable code that can be updated. Sinclair notes that the primary challenge is safety, ensuring that these genetic resets do not trigger uncontrolled cell growth or interfere with other vital biological systems and functions. To address this, researchers are developing kill switches and precision delivery mechanisms that allow us to control the expression of these longevity genes with absolute certainty and safety. We are also seeing the rise of epigenetic editing, using CRISPR-based tools to silence the genes that promote aging and activate those that support cellular repair and. This level of precision allows us to fine-tune our genetic expression without changing the underlying DNA sequence, preserving the integrity of our unique identity while optimizing health. Another exciting development is the use of plasma exchange therapies, where old blood is replaced with youthful factors to systemic rejuvenation of all major organs and systems. By filtering out the pro-aging factors that accumulate in our circulation, we can create a biological environment that encourages tissue regeneration and reduces the overall burden of inflammation. Professor Sinclair's lab has shown that these systemic factors can influence the rate of aging in distant tissues, suggesting a powerful communication network between our different organ systems. This holistic understanding of the human body as an integrated information system is at the heart of the longevity revolution, moving beyond the siloed approach of traditional medicine. We are also exploring the role of mitochondrial transfer, where healthy mitochondria are delivered to damaged cells to restore their energy production and prevent the onset of. This could be a powerful therapy for age-related blindness and muscle wasting, providing a direct boost to the cells that need it most for survival and function. As we combine these therapies with the daily practices of the Sinclair protocol, we create a synergistic effect that pushes the boundaries of what is biologically possible for. The goal is to create a longevity escape velocity, where we add more than 1 year to our life expectancy for every year that passes through scientific and medical. This concept, popularized by researchers like Aubrey de Grey and supported by Sinclair's work, suggests that the first person to live to 1,000 years is already alive. While this may seem radical, the rate of progress in biotechnology is exponential, and we are just beginning to unlock the full potential of our own biological information. Professor Sinclair's vision is not just about extending life, but about improving the quality of that life, ensuring that we remain vibrant, healthy, and productive for our entire. He believes that the 100-year life should be a period of intense creativity and contribution, where the wisdom of age is combined with the energy and. To achieve this, we must continue to support the research and advocate for the systemic changes that will make these technologies accessible to everyone on the planet today. The democratization of longevity is a moral imperative, as the benefits of health and vitality should not be restricted by wealth or geography in our modern world. As we conclude this section on experimental therapies, consider the incredible potential that lies within your own cells, waiting to be activated by the science of tomorrow. The information theory of aging provides the roadmap, and we are now moving at full speed toward a future where aging is a choice, not a destiny for. Stay with us for the final part of our masterclass, where I will provide you with the ultimate checklist for your daily longevity routine and the future evolution. You will learn exactly how to combine NMN, Resveratrol, fasting, and light exposure into a seamless protocol that optimizes your biological age and your systemic cellular repair. This is the culmination of decades of research condensed into a practical and effective strategy that you can start implementing right now to transform your health and life. Very soon, you will discover the final secret to the Sinclair routine and how to maintain your biological edge in an ever-changing world of technology and human. We now arrive at the definitive checklist for your daily longevity routine. A synthesis of decades of research into a practical protocol that optimizes your cellular vitality today. First, prioritize the activation of your Sirtuins through a focused morning intake of Resveratrol and high-quality lipids to ensure maximum absorption and cellular delivery of these molecules. Follow this with 1 gram of NMN to elevate your internal NAD+ levels, providing the critical fuel needed for continuous genetic repair and mitochondrial energy production throughout. Incorporate biological stress through intermittent fasting, focusing on a restricted eating window that triggers autophagy and allows your cells to recycle damaged proteins and organelles for youthful health. Monitor your blood sugar levels with precision, using either metformin or natural berberine to activate the AMPK pathway and maintain a metabolic environment that is hostile to aging. Optimize your light exposure by embracing morning sunlight and avoiding blue light in the evening, protecting your circadian rhythm and ensuring the maximum production of endogenous melatonin for repair. Exposure to extreme temperatures, whether through cold plunges or hot saunas, is essential for activating heat shock proteins and improving your systemic insulin sensitivity and overall biological resilience. Support your bone and cardiovascular health with a combination of vitamin D3 and vitamin K2, ensuring that calcium is directed to where it is needed most in your. Prioritize high-intensity interval training at least 3 times a week, pushing your heart rate to the limit to stimulate the production of new mitochondria and enhance your energy. Focus on the health of your oral microbiome by avoiding harsh mouthwashes, allowing beneficial bacteria to thrive and reduce systemic inflammation that can lead to cardiovascular and neurological issues. Invest in deep restorative sleep by maintaining a cool bedroom environment and a consistent schedule, providing your brain with the time it needs to flush out toxic metabolic byproducts. Track your progress through regular blood work and epigenetic age testing, using data to fine-tune your protocol and ensure that you are successfully slowing down your internal clock. Professor Sinclair believes that aging is a solvable information problem, and by providing the right signals to your genes, you can reclaim your youthful vitality and biological potential. This is the dawn of a new era in human health, where the limits of the human lifespan are being redefined by the convergence of biology, technology, and wisdom. Your journey toward longevity is a marathon, not a sprint, and every small choice you make today is a vote for a healthier and more vibrant future for you. Embrace the power of your own epigenome and take control of your biological destiny. For the age of immortality is no longer a dream, but a scientific reality. We have explored the molecular mechanisms, the lifestyle interventions, and the experimental therapies that are shaping the future of longevity and human evolution in the 21st century. The information theory of aging provides the foundation for this revolution, treating our genes as a digital code that can be protected and optimized for peak cellular performance. By understanding the hidden language of our cells, we can finally master the biological technicality of aging and extend the period of human health and vitality beyond imagination. As we move forward, let us remain curious and committed to the pursuit of knowledge, ensuring that the benefits of longevity are shared by all of humanity. The future of longevity is in your hands, and the protocol is your roadmap to a life that is long, healthy, and full of creative purpose and contribution. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the science of Professor Sinclair. Stay tuned for our next episode as we explore the secrets of biohacking. we will investigate how extreme longevity organisms survive for centuries without disease, and what lessons we can apply to our own biological systems for peak cellular resilience today. The world of biotechnology is moving at exponential speed, and we are here to guide you through the latest research and practical steps for your longevity journey. Until then, prioritize your repair, protect your information, and remember that your biological age is a choice that you make every single day of your life. Now, farewell, seekers of evolution. The longevity protocol is complete, but your personal journey of transformation and biological mastery has only just begun to unfold for you today. Take these lessons and share them with those you care about. For a healthier world is a more vibrant and creative world for everyone in our civilization now. May your cells remain young, your mind stay clear, and your potential be limitless as you navigate the fascinating landscape of the biological future with confidence and grace. Very soon, you will discover the final secret to the Sinclair routine and how to maintain your biological edge in an ever-changing world of technology and human potential. As we look into the deep horizon of the next century, we realize that the boundaries of human existence are expanding far beyond our current biological limitations and fears. The integration of molecular biology and artificial intelligence is creating a symbiotic relationship that allows us to manage our health with the precision of a digital system today. Professor Sinclair often reflects on the moral responsibility of our generation to ensure that these life-extending technologies are used to foster wisdom, creativity, and global human progress. We are no longer mere spectators in the theater of evolution. We have become the directors of our own genetic destiny, rewriting the code of life for a better future. This transition from a fragile biological entity to a resilient and optimized life form requires a fundamental shift in our cultural understanding of aging, health, and the human experience. By treating senescence as a solvable technical issue, we free ourselves from the fatalism of the past and open the door to a world of infinite creative possibilities. Imagine the legacy you could build with 100 years of health, the connections you could deepen, and the knowledge you could contribute to the collective wisdom of humanity. The Sinclair Protocol is more than a list of supplements. It is a philosophy of resilience and a commitment to the continuous optimization of your unique biological potential today. Every choice you make, from the timing of your NMN intake to the quality of your evening sleep, is a signal that echoes through the deep corridors of cells. Stay consistent in your practice and remain patient. For the biological reset is a subtle process that unfolds over months and years of dedicated effort and molecular health. As we finalize this comprehensive masterclass, I encourage you to share this knowledge with your community, helping others to reclaim their vitality and master their own longevity journey. The future of medicine is proactive, personalized, and based on the fundamental principles of the information theory of aging that we have explored in such great detail. Together, we can create a world where aging is no longer a source of suffering, but a period of continued growth, discovery, and contribution to the human story. Thank you for your attention and your commitment to your health. We are honored to be your guide through the fascinating landscape of modern biogerontology and human potentiality. If you found this information valuable, please consider subscribing to the Longevity Protocol and sharing your thoughts and experiences in the comments section below to build our community. We look forward to seeing you in our next deep dive, where we will reveal the secrets of mitochondrial biogenesis and the latest research into systemic cellular rejuvenation. Remember that every day is an opportunity to protect your information and slow your biological clock. So make your choices with the wisdom and intention of a scientist. This is the Longevity Protocol, providing you with the roadmap to a vibrant and creative life that extends far beyond the traditional boundaries of time and human aging. Until we meet again, stay curious, stay dedicated to your repair, and embrace the incredible biological potential that lies within your own cells waiting to be activated. Farewell, seekers of evolution. Your journey toward biological mastery has only just begun to unfold, and we are here to support you every single step of the way. Take these lessons and integrate them into your life with confidence, for you are now part of a global movement dedicated to the science of human longevity today. May your cells remain youthful, your mind stay clear, and your potential be limitless as you navigate the fascinating landscape of the biological future with grace and power. The time to act is now. The protocol is your guide, and the 100-year life is within your reach if you choose to master your destiny today. Thank you for watching the Longevity Protocol. Please like and subscribe if you found this useful to stay updated on the latest breakthroughs in the science of immortality. Stay tuned for our next episode as we explore the secrets of biohacking and the future of human evolution in the 21st century and far beyond. Goodbye for now. And remember that the best version of your future self is waiting to be built by the choices you make in this very moment today. We are the architects of the new age of health, and together we will redefine what it means to be human in a world of infinite longevity. May your journey be long and full of purpose as we continue to push the boundaries of science and the incredible potential of the human spirit for life. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you found this useful for your journey. Farewell, seekers of evolution. The Longevity Protocol is now officially in your hands.